Hello and welcome to another Crochet with Tinks. I'm Tinks, by the way. I'm a crochet pattern designer based in Italy, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet a layover net skirt, something like this, in this beautiful blue color. So it's basically a really big triangle that you wrap around your hips and tie a knot. It's a little accessory for your outfit to make it even more interesting. It's gonna be really easy. All you have to know is how to chain, make slip stitches, and single crochets. That's all you need for this project. It's gonna take about 3 to 5 hours depending on your measurement. It's definitely beginner friendly, and I promise so easy to make once you get the hang of how to create the loops. Okay, now let me show you how to measure. Grab your measure tape, wrap it around your waist or wherever you want to place the layover skirt, whatever this is later. So for me, it's 88 centimeters, and make sure to add 20 centimeters extra to make sure to have some extra fabric to then tie the knot. Alright, so grab your yarn and your crochet hook. I'm gonna use Rainbow 84 by Hobby. It's 100% cotton. This is the color 28, and you're gonna need about 1 ball of yarn for this project, depending on your measurement. And I'm gonna use my 3mm hook, but you can use any yarn and hook size you want. So let's start with the base. Make a slip knot. To start the project, chain 2, 1 and 2, and make 1 single crochet into the first chain. Now pull on the yarn with your crochet hook to get like this really big loop. I'm gonna make these loops about 5 centimeters long, but you can make them as big as you want. Grab your working yarn and pull that yarn through the loop. Chain 1. Now here comes the tricky part about this project. To secure the loop, you have to make 1 single crochet, but it's important where you place that single crochet. So you basically just created this loop on your hook, but if you look at this little knot here, you can see that there is this loop on the left side that goes through that knot, and the one on the right side that goes through the knot. And then there's this other string in the back, which goes like over your working yarn. I hope you can see that. Now you're gonna place your crochet hook into this space here. So again, you have the left loop that goes through this little knot and the right side, and the yarn that's in the back. So insert your hook into this space here so that the left string and the string on the back are now on the left side of your crochet hook, and make 1 single crochet. Now you're ready to create the next loop. Pull on the yarn, grab the yarn and pull it through that big loop. Chain 1 and make a single crochet. Now remember this stitch because you're gonna work into that single crochet later, and simply repeat until you reach your measurement. Pull on the yarn to create this big loop, grab the yarn, pull it through, chain 1 and make a single crochet. and repeat. So whenever you reach your measurement, mine is about 120 centimeters long, and I did 25 of these loops. Start with your second row. So here's the last single crochet you just did for the base to reach the width of your project. Now, to make it easier, place a stitch marker into this stitch right here. And you're gonna work into the V on top. So it's the V that you created by making a single crochet. To start the second row, make one more of these loops. And make another loop, but don't make the single crochet. So pull on the yarn, grab the yarn and pull it through, and chain one. Hold the yarn to secure, and to connect this stitch to the first row, insert your hook into the V from the single crochet you made and make a slip stitch. Make one more slip stitch, and now you're gonna repeat. Make 2 of the loops, but for the second of those loops, don't make the single crochet. And connect it with the next single crochet from your base row. Make a slip stitch and chain one. So again, you're gonna create 2 loops. The first one regular with the single crochet, and another one but without the single crochet. Insert your hook into the V from the single crochet. Connect it with a slip stitch and chain one. As you can see, it creates this triangle shape. Now repeat doing that until you reach the end of the row. So this is what it looks like whenever you're at the end of the row. Now, to make the project look like a big triangle at the end, you're basically gonna have to do something like a decrease on the side of the project. And to do so, end every row with another loop, but without the single crochets. So just chain one, turn your work, and connect this loop into the tip of the triangle with a slip stitch and chain one. And now you're ready to start your third row, and you basically repeat the same thing you just did in your second row. Now, one thing I like to do to make it easier to work with is I'm gonna grab the next triangle and put my thumb through it so I don't have to grab it later. So make 2 loops, the first one as usual and the second one without the single crochet. So pull up this big loop, pull the yarn through, chain one, make a single crochet, pull up the next loop, pull the yarn through and chain one. Now you're gonna connect the loop you just created with the tip of the next triangle. Insert your hook, make a slip stitch and chain one. So now you don't create triangles, but these squares basically. Continue doing that until you get to the last stitch. And at the end of the row, make another of these loops and do the same thing as you did here and create another of these decreases. But let me show you again. Repeat crocheting the 2 loops and connect them with the tip of the triangle. So whenever you made your last square of this row, you're gonna create this decrease on the side of the project. You're gonna connect the next loop you create with this stitch up here. So create the loop, pull the yarn through and chain 1. Now turn your work and connect it with this stitch here. And now you're ready for the next row. Simply repeat what you just did for row 3. So you're gonna make 1 regular loop, 1 loop but without the single crochet, and you're gonna connect that second loop with the next stitch and repeat doing that until you have this really big triangle. Okay, I'm done. Are you ready to see the result? I am obsessed. It turned out perfect. I still have to weave in the ends, but I'm already gonna show you what it looks like on. I love it! That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any tutorial wishes or whatever you would like to see next. I really hope you liked that project, and don't forget to tag me in your photos on social media. Thanks again so much for watching, and see you soon!